and I just noticed I have a mistake here, that I skipped a couple of beads on this segment, and that's actually not going to create a big problem for when I finish. There will be that gap. I will know that there's a mistake there. The only way to fix a mistake like that is to actually undo the row, undo it completely. And since I've already knotted the thread over here, that makes it a bit more of a challenge. But let's see. Actually, the easiest way to fix this, and we're going to go ahead and fix it right now. I'm just going to unthread my needle so I can pull out the row, the 2 segments of the row I just completed. And what we want to do is find our thread here. Let's see how. This is a test of skills to see if I can actually pick out the knot, if I can actually get to it, because I seem to have managed to embed it far enough up my cord to where it's under a bead. Aha! Now you won't always be able to pick out your knot, and if you're not able to actually pick out the knot that you tied in there, the next best thing is you'd actually have to, okay, I only got part of it picked out, give me a second. If you're unable to pick out your knot, what you'd have to do is actually clip your thread and pull off that entire row. Okay, basically what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to shred my thread. So I'm going to do this the simplest way, and I'm just going to snip the thread. And sometimes we have to make this sacrifice to correct a mistake. And we only have to go back as far as where the mistake was at, which is there. So the upside is we don't actually have to we do actually have to take off the entire row because the thread is at this point is too short to continue. All right, but because our thread, this thread was knotted up here and we ran it through to the bead down here, we can actually just snip the thread. This is just excess and we're just going to let it go. And we're going to re-thread our needle, and we're going to do a start up here higher so we could tie another knot to secure our thread. And that's why we start with additional feet to our project. So if we run into a problem like this and we actually have to backtrack and restart, what I don't want to do is I don't want to come down through here because I know I've got a knot right there. So I'm just going to come up over this way. I'm just going to shift over a couple of segments, and I'm going to come down here. Leave a bit of a tail, so I'll be able to snip that off in a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot here, and then I'll tie a knot down there as well. That way I know that my thread is nice and secure. So this is how you fix it when you find that you've miscounted your beads and you have to go back and make the correction. Now, if I had just missed one bead, I wouldn't bother doing this, because one bead being off in the pattern, not really going to mess things up, but I missed a whole 3 beads, so that's a problem. And like I said, no crying in crafts. Just fix it, accept it, and go on. The planet did not stop spinning just because I miscounted on my beads. My world crashed, but the planet did not stop spinning. I'm sorry, my world didn't crash. Okay, so it's really secure now, so I can trim off this little tail because it's not necessary. It just tells that the tail was there just to let me know that I was doing a new piece of thread and wanted to make sure it was secure before I nipped it off. Alright, so now I'm coming back down to the center